for the hunter that just walked in. To which Gino looked at him and the other people in the room. Lingering a little bit longer on Koresh that is still in the room. I have been sent as a representative, and I clearly surround myself by capable people, especially that one who had nearly devoured one of your guardsmen in a challenge. I would like to think that they have, by their actions, shown the wherewithal of myself and my people. She's projecting a. There is some confidence there, but she's projecting a layer of false confidence with that. Ishar opens her mouth, but Koresh speaks up before she can. All that proves, hunters, that your villages, and perhaps you in particular, have powerful friends. It speaks nothing of your people. You're clearly capable survivalists, but when it comes to holding your territory and standing firm, it's clear that you're lacking enough to allow the Sertal to disrupt your regular hunting habits. And as you can see, we're not without cause.
If I may make a proposal, then? Looking from Gin to Koresh.
Gin will say go ahead, and Koresh will just direct his attention towards
you. You both have something the other needs right now. You feel the villagers are soft. You can help make them better. In return, they can show you how to properly hunt this territory. They know how much you can take without actually unbalancing the ecosystem and stripping it. They can show you where the fertile hunting grounds are. You can get what you need, and they can show you how to do it in a sustainable fashion. And you can bring them up to your standards. That way, you feel like you have an honorable partner to work with and get what you need. You two are neighbors. Start acting like it.
My neighbor's called the cops.
Technically, so did these guys' neighbors. That's why we're here. I can even sweeten the pot by throwing in our technician who seems to know what the problem is with your shield generator. We also have access to medical supplies that, I'm under the impression you're lacking, judging by the size of your encampment and the recent moved nature of said encampment. Not that there's ever enough medical supplies, but a recently moved settlement is usually even more lacking than normal. This is my proposal for alliance.
You, by how you hold yourself, Mandalore Ren, and the proven skill and versatility of your companion Dimitri, has earned you my consideration and acceptance to the particular offers that you are within your rights to give. That being your technician and anything from your personal group.
I am authorized to speak for the village as well. Looks again for confirmation.
Again, is about to say something when Crouch continues. They may have given you permission to speak in such a way. However, unless you've been hiding a title, you are not a hunter from their village, just merely a friend and ally.
And their protector. Don't forget that one. My status as their protector is what allows me to speak for them.
Ishara will speak up. You don't seem to understand. That gives you no such right. They haven't proven themselves. Sky, you can enter at this point.
I will walk in and be like, wow, this place is even more depressing.
I was under the impression the trial of position we completed to even enter the encampment gave us the right to speak to you and work out some sort of accord. If that is not the case, we can either do another trial of position or take this straight up to the trial of possession.
Nope, that escalated quickly, and I've only been here for a minute.
He's posturing
I know
for
how
his
you
woman,
feel.
not me.
I'm just sitting here getting blood out of my muzzle.
Sky will then start like patting down her pants and stuff, and be like, hold on, let me set up a med tent, and then you guys can go to war.
Hush and look at you. Look at Crush. You must be pretty confident in yourself to propose such a thing. Koresh will have a small smile on his face. You certainly are bold, Ren. I will grant you that.
Hey, Crow, can I be a smartass yet?
Permission to sass, sir. Permission to be a snarky bitch,
If you want
sir.
gold, I can take you one step further if you'd like, but I was hoping we weren't going to have to escalate beyond where we already were.
Yin will speak up. Hopefully not ruining you. If you wish the Hunters of 15 to prove themselves outside of what's already been done to prevent entrance into here, then she kind of trails off a little bit. She's really thinking. She's a little bit out of her element. And then what would you suggest be done to rectify that situation? This trial of possession appears to have you nervous. Ishar will actually stifle a laugh and quickly compose herself. Koresh will just laugh. Hunter 15, clearly you and Mandalorian Ren.
I did the other way. Mandalore Ren made me sound like that was awesome. I am the Mandalore. Waha!
Are clearly on separate sides of the cultural spectrum as it applies to us. The Sotal values strength in its various forms. I've already commended you as survivalists, just not as warriors and defenders capable of holding your own area. The Ren does make an interesting statement, however. If you wish to earn my respect and perhaps open a dialogue, from what I can tell, your strengths are in various forms of hunting or combat. I'll look over at Dimitri. And in your case, I would have to say your skill is as wild and feral as the rest of the wildlife around here.
Honey, you have no idea.
I mean, about permission to sass, Big Boss. Because I could go into a lot of things that I'm not going into right now because I don't want to make things worse.
We don't need the sass. Believe it or not, I think they're paying you a compliment.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Eric, but as soon as you said Big Boss, I had to think about it. Crow really is boss. Big Boss.
There's a reason why I keep calling him Big Boss now.
I still have both eyes, damn it!
No, you're creating a nation without borders.
No, creating the nation without borders is the next step if these guys don't play ball.
But I would. Repeat what he said. I just want to make sure.
He was assessing for a moment, and said clearly your strength is being wild as was it wild and feral as the wildlife around here.
Yeah, I would just nod at that. I can't really. I don't want to sass that. Because I live in the jungle for Christ's sake.
Like at first he opens it like, no, what? No wait, it's like, no wait, that's a compliment. Never mind.
Yeah, I was just like, I want to say something. I was like, no, that's too accurate.
Hunter, unless you keep yourself and your friends stronger than even I expect, then might I suggest a challenge between Ash, Ishnar, five others, and perhaps yourself and your friends. I have caught word that there were others seemingly allied with you around here at one point. Those numbers sound relatively equal.
Okay, so there's 2 advisors and 5 others, so that brings them up to 7.
Yeah. Dan will take a moment and lean over towards you, and literally say, "You seem to have a better bead on these guys than I do. He's saying that there's a higher, I assume, more negotiable position we could take, something other than fighting his advisors?
Tristan will admit he got lost in that, statement of the guy himself. However, considering Crow does think that way, is that what the guy's trying to say? Because what Tristan was hearing is like, you have to fight for the right to negotiate.
That's essentially what he's proposing now. More to kind of like, okay,
God damn it.
It's more to kind of acknowledge the theme and the people as more than just wayward hunters that can't actually stand against anything. Though basically what Gin is saying is she noted that the trial of possession you mentioned earlier was some sort of even higher status, but she's not. She's basically kind of asking your advice of which she should go for, just the acknowledgement, or go like balls to the wall with this.
Honestly, at this point, and she has the earbud, I can do this. What he is currently proposing is that yes, you're fighting for the right to be considered equals, to stand in the room and actually talk to them like I've been doing for the last 10 minutes. The trial of possession basically determines who controls the land that you already live on and they moved in on. If you want to go nuclear and just solve this all in one go, which will be expedient, possibly earn you some some credit in their eyes for going balls to the wall, and just resolve this whole situation in one fell swoop, I'd actually advise going straight for the trial of absorption.
Oh, damn.
At which point, he who wins becomes the government of the area and determines how you handle the region. You'll be merging clans.
I go with option C.
I am glad Rory isn't here.
You would hear it. It's in the PTP.
Well, that was direct again, because I didn't want other people's earbuds to kind of give us away.
Yeah. Rory's walking around anyway.
That was the direction I was heading, because I had faith in our people and your people in being able to handle these guys, depending on what we negotiated them down to in terms of combat force. But just be aware, you are gambling a lot by going that route. Trial of possession just means you have to move, potentially have to move the village or work out some kind of deal.
Nuclear.
I mean, I'd love a trial of absorption because getting these guys under my sway would really help us take on the First Order. But
exactly,
we're gambling with your village, and your people gave you the decision on how to handle this.
I mean, they don't have their deflective shield currently, and I assume a trial of absorption is basically full-blown war, if I recall.
No, trial of absorption is the same as the others. You negotiate who fights, and it's just all you're betting on is the stakes. It's like, do you want to take the slow method and just fight for the right to talk to him as an equal? Do you want to fight for your yard? Or do you just want to put it all in one basket and get this over with without having to jump through more hoops?
Dimitri, you will recognize the half smile on Gin's face.
I created a monster.
Because you've seen it before. Because you've spent so much time with her. You can tell that whatever the conversation is, she is considering a course of action because it is a bit exciting versus more sound judgment.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Honestly, looking at the three options, they all seem to be about the same threat level.
They kind of are. But out of the game, that means she's probably going to go with nuclear option.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, even if we lose, earns us shit tons of balls points.
Yes, it does, because that means you're willing to put everything on the line.
Can you roll me cultures? Culture,
Who?
I don't think it's quarterly.
Who are you wanting to roll culture?
Crow, since his culture is most similar to these guys. Now, if you like, and anyone can, they can roll cultures as well if they want to try to kind of extrapolate things concerning ways to do this.
20.
Dimitri's too preoccupied, but I assume it's a technical roll?
No, that's knowledge.
Sky is just sharpening her scalpels at this point.
Sky's just getting the medical stuff ready. I'm just...
Yep.
It's like over Skype. I just gave the baby the big red button, so brace for impact.
I know, that's why I'm getting all my medical stuff taken care of.
You did what now? Oh god.
The panda... Well, that was directly to Sky.
I wish.
It's like,
I
the
knew
panda
this.
is armed.
Hash will look over at you sharpening your scalpels. How are you sharpening them? Are you just like doing it as matter as like I do this every day kind of thing, or are you making a show of it?
It's kind of like a display, but it's kind of like I can do this without even looking, type of thing. Like I do this on the reg, but I'm making sure that they know that I'm gearing up for medical aid.
You're thinking maybe Hash has misinterpreted your rationale behind sharpening your scalpels. He's giving you a appreciative look, and he's not being flirty with it. He's just looking at you and like kind of acknowledging, oh, it looks like you aren't just a person to sit, to sit there off to the side kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fine. At least he didn't call me a monkey.
You don't know this happened yet.
I know I don't, but OOC, the bastard deserves to die.
You will eventually figure it out when Crow decides that you should know.
Again, I'll whisper back in the BCP. If I were to go through the absorption option, is there any way we could hedge your bets? I know, by the way, that culture roll, you would... You can figure,
That's an actual race.
Oh yeah, that's right, they did.
Wait, what is this for?
That's 5e.
What? Okay. No, just keep going. I'm gonna mute my mic and scream.
You can figure that, yes, attempting a trial of absorption and failing would still give them enough standing to at least start a negotiation. However, if they feel that it is half-assed or the effort is not up to snuff, that those brownie points could instantly be reduced to 0 depending on how they interpret the ongoings of the conflict, of the challenge trial.
You will be able to return to the table in the event of a failure, but your people will still have to fight their ass off to prove they have the right to return to the table. They will cut you more slack if you go with the slow and steady method. That said, while you can return to the table, assuming these people are anything like mine, you can also hedge your bets slightly by convincing them to use smaller and smaller forces until you get them down to a number you think you can handle. Because, assuming these operate like other warrior cultures, if they present one number and you present a significantly smaller number, they will shrink their number accordingly to not look like an asshole. Because there is no honor in defeating somebody, with 3 to 4 times as many units. So if they say they'll bring 100 guys, and you just bring us and the hunters in the village, which, as Tristan and Call clocked in at like 20 people?
The hunters in the village?
Us and the hunters in the village clocked in at like 20, 30 people.
If the hunters that she was able to get the help with the last thing, Yes, but they have far more hunters actually in the village.
Well, okay. So in the example, based on the number of hunters you were able to bring last time, if only they helped, that brings us up to a total of 20, and they proposed 100, they cut that number down because again they don't want to fight 5 to 1. That doesn't look good for them.
Could we do that? Delay the battle a day and just get them drunk the hour before?
You could try
I'm down
that,
with
but
that.
that'll hurt your chances also because if they catch on to that, the fact that that's what you did, then it'll be seen as dishonorable and undercut the points. We can set the time for this, no problem. If anything, they will respect your wanting to, need a day or something to repair and, prepare and all that. This is not going to happen, today. At the earliest, it'll probably be sometime tomorrow. But we will have a little bit of negotiation time on when the battle takes place.
I was like, I'm not. I mean, I do have skills in hunting. I was just trying to find something that could maybe lean things in our favor a bit.
You guys have several advantages already. You guys are skilled hunters, which, as had proven before, when you're not being caught by Teldarin, it makes you just as vicious in combat. And most importantly, you guys know the terrain. They don't. You know how to turn that against them.
Well, I was referring to me personally.
You personally have the same skills. You know how to shoot. You've proven yourself more than effective in combat, and you know the terrain. You know where to set up the battle to be most advantageous to you and your people. You guys know how to do hit and fade in the terrain and know how to vanish.
And I figure we can't set traps ahead of time either.
I assume I'd have to make a roll for that because I know in some cultures you're allowed to do that, in other cultures you're not.
If you want to not go off of yours and more of the guys, yeah, I would know the culture. 15?
Off the top of my head, I think we're not allowed to do it beforehand, but if you have like a Army Corps of Engineers type thing setting up stuff while the battle is going, that would be okay?
Yes, and it's closer to, from what you're figuring, if the terms imply like individual preparation and not battlefield preparation, then it would be cheating to like lay mines ahead of time, unless prepping the battlefield was a part of the.
If you negotiate to prepare the field ahead of time, you can lay traps. Otherwise, what you'd have to do is, and I'm pretty sure Rory and your hunters are probably skilled enough to do this, you'd have to set traps after the battle has already started. Because there's nothing in, most of these cultures do not have a clause against changing the field conditions after the battle has already begun. You just have to start on an even keel.
These rules.
Only for the setup. You'll find, be amazed how fast a lot of the rules get thrown out the window as soon as the shooting starts. It's your best bet at solving this once and for all, but it does have the highest stakes.
Do either Sky or Dimitri want to try to in some way influence Gin and their decision on or decision making process on this?
Oh boy!
I will pull out the data pad. Playfully pull up her picture, her file.
So your mic is like peaking. It's hard for me to understand.
Oh,
I will. The picture. She's updating the file.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna scribble on it. Like I'm gonna hold it up. Like I'm pointedly letting her know I pulled up her file. Gonna scribble something on it. Nod. Scribble some more. Nod. Close it and be like, I support you in whatever decision you decide to make.
Okay. Dimitri, are you wanting to do any kind of influencing? Perhaps while you can't do the keel of the data pad, I'm sure you could exert some influence.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just sitting here blood-soaked. Well, not even soaked at this point, more like matted fur.
Yeah, it's dry by now, man.
And I'm just like,
You're looking like a wampa.
just my muzzle.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not like I tore an artery.
This is true. BRB.
I'll just basically hold out my hand, crack all my knuckles, and just smirk. And just go... Basically like I'm ready for anything, I don't care. Just like the I'll take on the world kind of mentality look. But I won't specifically look at Gen. I'll actually be staring towards the two hot-headed advisors who are clearly insinuating trying to have an invasion in the first place.
Who are they?
What, the advisors?
Yeah.
You weren't there for it, but they were basically trying to convince their leader to basically just do a military invasion.
Yeah, they were just different
yeah.
on the protocol for it.
And they were arguing the protocols of doing it instead of, is it really worth doing?
So
I wouldn't say it's a hostile look. It's more like the, I know what you were saying.
Okay.
And basically giving that, like, that wild animal's, like, ferocity kind of smirking grin.
Gotcha. For Sierra, I will again give like just a minor header description. This is Hash.
These guys had speeders, right? We've seen them around.
Well, they clearly have land speeders that's been
Yeah.
towing things around.
Yeah.
And like they had the pins hooked to.
I'm just confirming they actually had vehicles, and I was remembering that correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, we bring a shuttle, we win.
This is Hash. While Sky wouldn't necessarily know this, I believe is going to be pieced together by people that have been here. He's more of the traditionalist of the advisors, hence wanting to go through the proper protocol. This is Ishmael. She was the one advocating more of a sneak attack, and well, she does clearly hold, protocol and the honorable way of doing things in mind. She just doesn't consider the theme worth honoring. This guy.
I was right in my assessment. He is the biggest threat. He's the leader.
You're not quite sure as to. He just mainly has been like absorbing information and speaking largely culturally. Some in a kind of negotiation with at least the Mandalorian. But he is very collected, and as a matter of fact, because you're empathic, you can sense that he is controlling his exterior feelings and keeping his true feelings on the situation like controlled and hidden inside of him.
But I can sense it.
Yeah, you can sense that his exterior aura, so to speak, is a conscious effort on his part. He's actually doing this. He's actively resisting attempts to being read.
Curiouser and curiouser. He has piqued my interest.
Oh god.
I want to use sense.
Ooh, okay. Are you doing something specific or more generic?
We'll start off generic.
Okay.
19.
his force aura, from what you're sensing, is rather strong, and I don't mean strong in the case of force sensitivity. I mean strong in the sense of like presence. He is clearly vital in terms of like healthy and I'm usually aware from what you're sensing from him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike other people you just kind of see as being just people moving around in the force, this guy is more of a figure in the force. But
figure in the force.
From a generic sense, you aren't able to sense anything that would indicate force training or force sensitivity. Though this is just you kind of getting a general gauge,
Mm-hmm.
gauge of them. You do get a sense that the person is very competent, or at least believes himself so. And now that you're opening yourself up a bit more, you get more of a sense that the rest of the Sotal are slightly different than other people you normally sense. It's more. Here's a good way to phrase it. You feel that unlike the haphazard force auras of other people, the Sotal and Koresh in particular are more organized or more directed, guided in what they are. In such a way that innately makes them in particular fashions more elevated than a standard individual. Would you like to do something a bit more specific, or is that?
I would like to share my insight with Crow.
Crow will be a moment.
But if I can I dig inside his brain deeper?
Oh, do you have receptive telepathy?
Let me double check. I do. I do have receptive telepathy.
Okay. You can give it a shot.
Don't mind me, I'm just going a digging.
I'm also going to advise again, like even if you do lose the trial of absorption, by bringing your village into their fold, you will have the rights to help try to dictate policy. At which point, again, you can do what we were proposing already, of showing them how to sustainably hunt the land, and we can show them where those ancient cities are that they could camp in more safely.
It looks like your words enough to Vicar honor. You can tell that she was kind of convincing herself not to go for the full blown thing, and then you mentioned that, and it kind of was like, okay, so there's more of a.
Technically, you lose nothing by being absorbed by them, aside from having them show up and going, "You guys need to learn to shoot better."
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, yes. To my understanding of how this works, you don't lose as much as you think you would.
Oh Jesus!
Because if nothing else, they're going to respect your people's knowledge of the terrain that they do not have, and the fact that you know what it can handle.
So what you're saying is it's kind of like becoming new citizens, and you can earn yourself office.
Right. Basically what you're fighting for under the concept of the trial of absorption, you are fighting for who is on top. If you guys win, you guys are in office. If you guys lose, you will have to work your way up to the top, but you will still be a part of their culture and still have say in how things go. and your opinions probably will still be respected because, if nothing else, the fact that you had the balls to fight and your people actually fought as hard as they did, assuming that they give it their all, you will still have earned their respect and therefore have say in the society. It's just a matter if you guys want to start as normal citizens, or do you guys want to actually dictate policy and save your land immediately? Versus having to explain to these people why the way they're hunting is not working. Or rather, is not sustainable.
Hey, Big Boss.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't we also just go with option D, which involves option C, but instead of it being Kafim, it's us? Question mark?
They are not talking. The dispute is with Kathim, however.
But option D would also end up taking care of it as well, because we can then have them go somewhere else.
Well, you see, as recognized protectors of Kathim, by Kathim absorbing them, therefore we are technically absorbing them under our alliance with Kathim. The only difference is we have to go, hey, old guy, do you mind if we borrow your army? Versus using it directly.
That's what I was saying. We could also go with option D of being the people actually do it, as in our little group
But they
of
are not
people.
recognizing our authority to make that kind of challenge for the village. That's the problem.
If
No,
you
what
wanna
I'm
make that
saying
challenge
is-
on your own, then you
That's
can.
what I'm saying.
We could,
We
but
issued a challenge.
But it looks better for the village, especially on the off chance we lose, if the village is the one doing the challenging and the fighting.
Now, admittedly, if you absorb them, you can force them to work with the village.
Correct. But I am also allowing for the possibility of, in the event we lose, the village comes out ahead this way. Because if the village does not make the challenge and we lose, now we are being forced to blow up the village we said we would protect. The village comes out ahead this way because even if they lose, they are still protected.
True.
That is why I did not go for the direct challenge from our resistance cell, specifically. They know I established as the resistance represents the village, the resistance protects the village. So if the village wins, the resistance still gets the Soitol. I want to keep calling the Soitel. So if the village wins, we win. But this way, if we and the village lose, the village still comes out as a winner.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I would agree with you. It was just I'm allowing for Murphy.
That works. I was just like, I have more CP. I'll just keep going. Let's see where it goes.
As I have indicated to Gin what my opinion is and where I think she is best off, but she is the one who's been empowered to speak for the village, so technically this has to be her decision.
Yep.
Sky, I will get with you real back at us.
I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush.
Yeah. Also, Greg, are you good for the moment? I know I've been in this negotiation for a while.
No, you're good. Do what you gotta.
Do you, man? You do you.
Yin will ask you Crow. So, how would it look if I asked for more time to think about this?
I think it will hurt you a little bit, yes. Because things got kind of heated, and we're already all awkwardly standing here waiting for you to make a decision.
You guys are awkwardly standing. I'm sitting.
At some point, the longer we wait, eventually Dimitri would just go over to Hash and go, "Can I have some water, please?" This is taking longer than I thought.
We kind of got to a climax in the dialogue, and now we're just kind of awkwardly standing here waiting for you. So we're already like hemorrhaging points, but
Scott,
Yes.
you attempt to use Surface Thoughts. He is Koresh is in slight admiration of Mandalorian Ren from a reputation standpoint. He is curious if the Mandalorian can match the things he's heard. and just off of reputation is acknowledging him as someone that he can actually, talk to and have a dialogue with. Though he clearly does not see him as any kind of the team representative. Just a friend that has no actual standing. As
Like
far
a little
as,
man crush. That's
Yeah.
Man crush.
Dimitri, he is a little fascinated, but he's trying to figure out what have these fragile hunters done, or what do they have that could possibly make such a intelligently fearsome creature defend themselves. He doesn't think it's on the word of the Mandalorian. He's trying to figure out, like, maybe they have some sort of cultural artifact that has Dimitri under their sway, or maybe there is some sort of third alliance going on.
Oh yeah.
Here.
The answer is yes to both questions, and that artifact is Kin's ass.
Oh my god, Greg, that was perfect.
You've heard of Helen who launched 1,000 ships? Nah, bitch. Gin has Zenti herself at her beck and call. Respect, bitch. Okay, I'm good.
That was perfect.
Let's see. He's wanting to eat Quinlan.
Oh, he's wanting to eat Quinlan?
Yeah,
The
like,
Volk that's
eat
in
him.
power armor and has a jetpack.
I know, I think it's sweet.
You know, the next time I'm expecting, because you told me that he's a jetpack and armor now, you're just gonna put a gun on him. So he's basically gonna be sharks with motherfucking lasers. But instead of being a shark, it's a fucking dog.
His
Dognado.
His thoughts on you, Sky. He is comparing you to Ishnar in his mind.
I've been compared to worse. Like a monkey.
Not that you
Even
know
though
that.
I'm a badger, but it's okay.
He is considering you, again, closer to subterfuge than a frontliner.
He's
and
not
doesn't- and
that
does not-
accurate.
and does not entirely believe the scalpels you're holding is because of any medical degree.
Oh, but he's wrong
also
there.
not really inaccurate.
I mean, you are the doctor of the group.
I am, but
Medical degree aside, obviously.
yeah.
You can tell he does have some thoughts concerning what he wants out of the negotiations, but you can't burrow that deeply.
I'll just call him out on it.
His will is too strong. Oh, you're gonna call him out?
Oh god.
Oh
Call
no.
him out.
Here we go. Here we go.
What you gonna say?
Gonna be like, for someone who's trying to keep everything out in the open and straight to the point, you sure enough are keeping a lot of things to yourself.
Okay, Dimitri just can't hold back. He would snicker at this. Before very quickly shutting up.
I'll turn to face you.
You know what they say, sharing is caring.
You have quite some nerve.
Well, the body is consisted of several nerve clusters, so yes, I have quite a couple of nerves.
Oh my god. Oh god.
With talk like that, it sounds like you're wishing something of us. Again, will speak up, cutting whatever you're about to say off.
Oh my god.
In consideration for the will of my people and your own strength, for which you claim to have in such an abundance, I will lay all of the Berserk cards out on the table. She'll put her palms on the hollow table and lean closer in towards Koresh. I hereby challenge you, and by extension, Mr. Tall, to the trial of absorption.
Dun dun dun.
Ba, ba, ba.
I'm just gonna give the guy a knowing smirk, and just like tap my head.
Are you keeping the receptive telepathy?
Yep.
Okay. He
They
gets
don't really need me.
He gets a laser focus onto Gen. The associated thoughts to the surface thoughts are now clouded to you, unless you want to roll to try to bust through it.
No, I'm just gonna be chuckling to myself with a knowing smirk.
Hunter, I believe you don't know what you're getting into.
I believe you don't know what you're getting into.
Gen will have a open smirk on her face as she goes more to an upright stand, looking directly at him. Are you saying these so tall aren't up to the task? It sounds like you're backing out. Ishnar actually looks offended by the accusation. Hash is mildly offended, but not for the so tall. More specifically for the leader. But he isn't taking any kind of offensive action, unlike Ishnar, which has a slight movement towards something under her cloak.
I would motion my hand specifically where Ishnar could see it of the rifle that is currently on a battle sling in front of me, and not even say anything, and just look dead at her. Because she reacts, she's getting shot in the head. And I will make it known that that is what my reaction will be, in the sense of the way I'm staring dead at her.
Pressure will look at her. No, you're not doing the win, though I do respect your assuredness as the situation. I accept your challenge, and I recommend you advise the theme to a new to an oncoming change in their status quo. As I mentioned to Mandalore Ren.
Woo! I got my promotion back.
20 so tall, including either Ishna or Hash versus yourself, and a total of 20 of your hunters with all the gear that you may wish to use.
No limits on gear.
Gin will.
Ooh.
That's pro. It's like any gear we wish to use. So you're saying any gear, vehicle, or what have you goes.
Before you can answer, Gin will speak with. It's actually it's having a little bit of fun. Like she's ignoring or perhaps forgotten the sheer gravity of what it is she's gotten herself into.
Doggone again.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's all downhill from here. She's thrown it all.
No, I know. It's just more like.
She might as well enjoy herself now.
Yeah.
No, Crash. Not all gear. What fun would vehicles or bombers be involved?
How's this going to stand me a chance to use the Banshees, damn it?
In this, as a
It would be a lot of fun.
I just look at Gin, just like completely sad when she says, "I can't use the one thing that I wanted to use."
How about personal gear with the exception of enhancing optics?
She's taking what I said to heart.
Sky, you will read from him that he is bemusingly impressed, though it's more from the standpoint of it's like this child trying to fight off more than they can chew. No optics, and Tim's very tall, including both Hash and Ishnar. Yin will move her hands behind her back. Dimitri, since you're in the right perspective, she just has her hands behind her back with one hand around the other wrist, just kind of having it there, being a little bit leisure. The party is what, 5, 6 to include them?
Yeah.
How about 8, including the allies of Cathene here as possible combatants, and you throw yourself in with your advisors.
Oh, this is getting juicy.
She's getting too saucy. She's getting too saucy.
Koresh will smile. I would not insult you by warding you off such a claim. I was going to propose myself anyway, if the numbers dwindled any further.
I'm gonna whisper to Dimitri, looks like you gotta fight for your girl again.
Dimitri just has this look of exasperation, like he doesn't want to admit it, but he just has this look of like,
I'm not wrong.
can I get a perception or body ring if you have it roll from those in the townhouse?
What?
Body language or perception roll for those in the townhouse.
17.
I would
And-
immediately whisper to Hash, "Can I have some alcohol, please? Whatever you have in this building right now, I really, really need it."
He will reach into a compartment under the production table and hand you a dark, almost black purple bottle. It has a cork. It has a cork in it sealed by a magnetic seal.
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna motion like shot glass or just chug it.
He is more focused on what is being talked about now to give you an answer to that.
Cool. Is there an empty cup near me?
There are empty cups near you, though they look like they have had previous contents in them.
It's okay. I'm a doctor. I says it's safe to drink from.
Your belly roll is 10.
Mhm.
And Sky, yours was
17.
17.
Dimitri, yours was
I'm adding up now. 18, 28. 28 plus 8 is 36? Right?
okay.
I don't know math.
Yeah, 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 20 is 36. Yeah, 36. The dog knows things, as he's now going to just take the bottle, not actually like touch it or anything, but just down a good amount of it. And then just put it back.
Okay. The taste is a burning peach taste.
Go to bed, Lan.
Cool.
Please roll stamina.
Aw.
Sky.
Yeah.
You sense from Ishnar that while she will, of course, respect her leader, she feels that if the damn, it hits you really hard. That if you're not blackout drunk or anything, but you're definitely, you feel like you're gonna be buzzed soon. But anyway, Sky. Yeah, Ishtar, while clearly respecting her leader, feels that this really isn't a contest. Hash, on the other hand, or Hosh, on the other hand, is you're picking up some kind of minor worry that he hasn't stated. Dimitri, even in you just gulp down something really strong, but that he knows hasn't quite hit you yet. Drink. You can tell that Ishnar is pretty much kind of trying to contemplate the ways for which the theme will be useful to the Sital, and specifically, you get the impression from this almost eager look that whatever is in perhaps her or Sital's past has given her immediate ideas on how to use the theme hunters to accomplish some goal. Hash, you notice, is reserved and mildly concerned about something. He's giving a bit more stock into the hunters than Ishnar, or even in some ways, Koresh, the leader, is. But there is a minor worry, like they might be missing out on something if it's were to go badly. Crow.
Mm-hmm.
The bilingual, you sense that you can tell that Ishnar has plans for Kathim for when they ultimately win, because that's being kind of arrogant there, but she is going in assuming that the Kathim hunters are going to be king. But she's not giving much regard in whatever plan she's formulating to the hunters themselves. And I like the idea of I can use them as fodder for something while giving the real forces a better chance for something else. Mm-hmm. That kind of thought process. Mm-hmm. Hush is outwardly reserved, but not inwardly controlling himself like their leader is. You get the sense that he is worried that the Sotal will not be able to accomplish something if they were to lose. There's a kind of background plan in motion to accomplish something, but if the trial of Norsen fails, then he will be forced to not accomplish whatever this important goal is. You sense that it's tied into something rather raw, something rather recent. Yeah, and freaking calm demeanor over here.
Being calm demeanor.
You can't get any real passiveness from him. You can get that he's enjoying the bidding process, but that's about it. So, myself, Ishna, Ash, no optics, but otherwise personal gear. Mandalore Red, do you intend, you and your companions, to join in this as the theme hunter has apparently extended it to you in her last bid?
We are the village protectors. I was operating under the assumption we were included in the bid by default, so yes.
I was not making such an assumption, as it is not her right to volunteer here.
But yes, me and my people agree to stand with her as she is. So
Sky will just cough.
Go to private link. Yes.
Nope. Just
If you would like to say something, now would be the time before I stick my foot even deeper in this.
The leader is about to say something, so if you want to inject something, now would be the time.
Guy's just concerned.
Okay. Well, I know this is slightly irregular. However, for the assistance of your technician that you so offered earlier, Hunter of the theme, not only do I submit the uh, battlefield location to you. I will also allow you one extra item of your choice. This battle clearly giving you a slight edge on our numbers. As I mentioned before, with all due respect to your boldness, you do not know what this trial entails for your survival and that of your friends. Yin will ponder for a moment, though it looked like she was about to say something before thinking.
That's dangerous.
So saying something without thinking?
Yeah.
Since I assume Dimitri's buzzed at this point, Dimitri just casually mentioned I'm probably not allowed to try to kill people by ripping their throats out.
No. Remember, if you're gonna kill them, make sure you kill them in one shot. Not keep it pushing.
Well, that's something we're going to have to confirm before we leave. I'm assuming they're shooting to kill, but we probably should confirm that.
Can we please?
I would rather not be ripping people's throats out or killing them.
Med packs are not unlimited. These things cost money.
Yeah, but there's like a
Killing
gajillion of them in the
stun.
loot crate.
If this trial goes in our way, not killing them is also a very good. Just saying, it's just bad taste. By the way, I also mean that literally.
I wouldn't know. I don't drink blood. She's gonna look at you like pointedly, like who does that?
I mean, Sky, you saw me rip punch through someone's armor on their shoulder to tear their shoulder apart. I mean,
Well, I was in mark mode, but I'm pretty sure I saw it.
Sorry to interrupt, guys, but again, we'll speak up. Very well, Koresh. I, Hunter again of the theme, agree to your terms and choose the southern the southern part of the Bijourn Valley for the location of this conflict. Koresh will smile, like a genuine smile, though also a confident one. Well, he's not as arrogant as Ishnar. He clearly thinks that she's in over her head. Well bid and done.
curious what the one item she's going to choose is.
Ash will speak up. Not to overstep my bounds, Koresh, again. But I recommend 2-day preparation time before the trial of absorption is to begin. Of course, not including any travel time it will take to get to the site. Yin will smile, clearly wrapped up in the situation. If you need to do that, you can just make it a day. Sky, since your reception thing is still up because you haven't told me you dropped it.
Nope, haven't dropped it.
Koresh is actually impressed at her gumption. Though at this point he is now completely controlling his thoughts. So your impressions from reading him are going to be dulled in terms of perception and empathy.
Which makes sense.
A day it is, Kershaw will say. Feel free to use any tent or partake in any food you feel will strengthen you.
We're all in this together.
The 7 fighters will be chosen during the day. Of course, 3 of mine and 1 of yours is already locked in.
Indeed. And just so I'm clear, are we telling our people to shoot to kill, or do you guys play by different rules?
No such terms were agreed upon. Choose your own methods.
Fair enough.
Man, I guess I'm going to be tearing people's throats out.
No, he said you get to choose your own methodology. If you tear throats, that's on you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm actually saying that in character as to make it known that you will face a very horrible fate if you run into me.
Ash will speak up. I certainly hope you'll bring your best to this. Anything less would be insulting. Ishar will tack on and may impact negatively on the trial.
We'll bring our best. Don't worry.
Now, Ishar will continue, if you do not mind, I request an adjournment of the Catheme and Mandalore parties from here.
Agreed. I will reclaim my blasters, twirl them perfect, and then leave. Okay, it was 1 day in addition to travel time, so...
Yeah, the 1 day is not being a part of travel time.
It'll take them how long to get there?
Too long.
The Bajorn Valley is... you're a Catheme now, and that's there.
Oh, are we at Catheme? I thought we were at these guys' place.
So, well, yeah, but they're
Same area.
in the same area,
Okay.
as the same general area. I say that broadly because I know they were like a 16-hour travel. It will be 2 days of travel at a casual pace.
Okay. Once we are clear of the village, I will turn to Dimitri. I was like, okay, so we have, you said 2 days of travel?
2 days of travel, 1 day of prep, so a total of 3 days.
So we have 3 days to get this down. I'm going to recommend you and your scouts take the Tachikomas and the Pro Droid and survey the fuck out of that valley.
Cool. Will do, big boss.
While you're doing that, okay, there are 5 of us. Who are your other 2? Since I'm assuming you're drawing from the village, or are we drawing from our resistance fighters? It would mean a bit more drawing from your village, but we can do either.
I was thinking one of the fighters could be one of the Tachikoma.
We could do that. Arguably, we could do 2 of that. So the Tachikomas are less effective now that you've taken away basically, you've bargained away their entire sensor suite. I mean, they're still effective. They're just, not as effective as they could have been.
Maybe I was getting a little zealous there.
You were, but I am still proud of you. You held your own. You probably earned back way more points than we lost. And, the Tachikomas are still crazy effective even without their enhanced sensors.
Yeah, even without the sensors, if someone's in it, they effectively have 2 turns because it's a droid.
Well, we bargained away vehicles.
Yes, but the item
Well, yeah, but you can't ride it. It was my point.
Well, the Tachikoma can be piloted.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but unless they're counting item as vehicle, and therefore she got one rideable and one not rideable. Unless the Tachikoma counts as an item in either case, in which case, because I was hearing 7 fighters and an item.
The item was rather vague.
Yeah.
Her interpretation is she can count the Tachikoma as an item and a combatant.
Okay, so
That's her interpretation.
So she's counting it twice. Okay. That still leaves us with one opening. Do you have a best hunter in the village that would be willing to help us with this? Ideally, somebody who actually knows that valley pretty well.
When you say that,
It did.
Dimitri,
2.
you can tell.
Go on.
Oh yeah, I'll also let Reset know to bring the ship over so we can board it.
Okay. You can tell that Gin is trying to think of something to have her answer be different than what immediately came to mind. You can tell she's not wanting to say the immediate answer.
Which says it's bitch lady.
Yep. By the way, I don't think it will take me very long, especially with the scouts, to map that place, because I assume it's a search roll?
Would that be survival? I don't know.
The difference would be 6. Let me put it that way.
That's like, I want it mapped. I want to know like the nuances of like every blade of grass. I want.
In that case, that would be both search and survival.
I want to know.
Well, there's your search.
I want to know
That's a
wind
72.
I want to know
Before the
forecast.
scouts.
I want to know how many bears shit there.
So
you also want a survival?
That's like the idea was while we are in the village coordinating with them, he and the 4 scouts would take use the Kaital to get there, so they could spend the maximum amount of time using the probe droid equipment on the Tachikomas and the actual probe droid, as well as their own scouting abilities, to get us the most maximum amount of information about this area.
So that's
so that when we
search.
actually use the war room on the Kaital, because it has a war room, we will get the most out of our planning session.
Okay.
So that's a 72 before the scouts do anything. Just to let you know, for searching.
Okay.
And I'm rolling the survival now. Which, by the way, it's just exploding.
Like, if there are underground ruins, and if I shoot the missile in the right place, it'll collapse into the ruins, and people will fall in there. I want to know that.
Yeah.
If there are a lot of bears there, and I just need to put down some honey traps to attract them to get them to eat the enemy, I want to know that.
2, 4,
If there are
6.
deadly bee weapons there, I want to know that.
My God.
So there's 48 there.
God, the bees.
Rory.
So number 16.
But I've forgotten about you. Has anyone told Rory about the agreement to? Because
Once we are on the shuttle, I will give him the full debrief.
Okay.
Now, what I missed was, is he helping them now, or is that part of the victory spoils?
No, he wants the repair help now.
Okay, in which case I will inform Rory. Is it?
Oh, wait. Is it after you get to the war room?
Well, on the way, if he's actually staying to help, I'm informing Rory. Okay, I'm going to leave a speeder here for you. You know, when we said that you were going to help them with the shield generator, you had already agreed, so they're saying do that now, and then you can meet us at the village.
Okay.
Rory, can I get another search roll from you, please?
One second.
Holy crap, these knees! The fuck?
I will leave him the 1 Imperial speeder bike because he's insisted on keeping that 1 Imperial speeder bike, so he gets to use it.
Cool.
It wasn't just Rory, it was also Dimitri, but...
You know,
Mostly
I can't
Rory.
leave Dimitri the speeder bike because I need Dimitri to take the ship to get there faster.
But there you go, that's before the scouts. I don't think I need the scouts.
And that doesn't even count the fact that technically you can get an extra D for taking your time, because that's why I sent you there 2 days early.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Let me roll another D6. For both.
I have no idea what bonus this will confer us, but it's got to do something.
Here's a question. What do the scouts give me? Or
That'd
do they
probably be
just
an
increase the
assistance
area?
bonus.
The scouts aren't so much giving an assistance bonus as allowing you to complete the task in time, because this is an area.
Yeah. I say there's effectively 8 of you surveying this area, so yeah, they're allowing you to do it in the time allotted, apparently.
So it goes to 78 and 76. You just told Dimitri to go do his thing.
Yes, I did.
You got the bee's knees.
And I expect way too much detail.
Well, I believe you have all the detail in the world.
Yeah.
You know what? For shits and giggles, because I didn't spend my CP last session, I'll just spend the other 2 CP I got from last session.
No. Hang on to those. We'll probably need those for the actual fight.
Yeah,
Fair
just,
enough.
You've technically surpassed what the system has as maximum difficulty, so yeah, you're good.
that's like 3 net 20s in our bowl.
As I, unless we're
My
using
dice exploded.
unless we're using the expanded rules, difficulty stops at 30.
Well,
The expanded rules added more tiers.
it added more tiers, but even the book has an heroic plus.
Well, yeah.
I think I even meet that.
Heroic is 30.
Just saying, when I'm double heroic,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I
So
think I'm good.
Don't waste the character points. Hang on to those. You did more than good enough.
Rory, as you go to, I presume, investigate the shield tower,
Yeah.
you notice that same starry figure trailing you. Yep. As you get
Cool.
closer, you notice 2 other small starry figures to your left, a third to your right, a fourth and fifth one actually up ahead and to the side. They're sneaking around into ambush position. And as you approach the tower itself, you find that you are ambushed. Not,
By children.
yes,
Ewoks!
actually, yes.
Yeah.
A bunch of like 10 to 14-year-olds have ambushed you.
bunch of 10 to 14-year-olds ambushing the technician that needs to do his work. Man, those kids are going to get in trouble.
The 10-year-olds are brandishing training weapons, while the older one.
You know the 10-year-old told her wanting a power die?
Well, that's why he saw them so deftly. And the older ones are do actually have some bladed weapons, but they're not vibro weapons. They're quote unquote more primitive weapons.
Yeah.
And with that immense threat, I will end it there because it's 10:30. Gin will want to actually talk to you, Sky, later.
You cause things to happen.
I can't tell whether that was a statement or a question or a request.
The room where it happened. The room where it happened.
It is. It's a line.
The answer
that
is yes.
yeah, the answer is yes. Okay. That map I was prepping means nothing for the moment. I instead need to make a map of the
A whole new map.
southern area of the Bjorn Valley.
I probably should have
Map
told
were
you
you
that was on the
making anyways,
table,
then?
but it wouldn't have had the same look of shock and awe if I had.
Oh, it was great. No, yeah,
So, what is this map that you are making?
I can't tell you.
He has to make a map of the valley, obviously.
The
Well,
map
I
that I was
mean,
working on earlier.
the old... Yeah.
I can't
that you
tell
front.
you. That
Oh, it's still a thing? Damn.
That involves some things I hinted at near the end of the negotiation.
I'd say that's probably the initial problem that sent them here.
Yeah, I can say that. Yeah.
i.e., what we'll have to deal with after absorbing their tribe. And increasing our size by, like, what, 10,000%?
Yeah.
It's something like a 3,000% increase.
We went from an army of 8 to an army of 1,308.
Provided you see, after you absorb them, you will actually get their hard census.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not including if there's more that weren't able to go with.
So we have to go back and rescue, yeah.
So
it'll be great, because assuming they're willing, and I don't see why they wouldn't be, we can move them into those ancient cities, and then we'll have the main city besieged, and they won't realize that it's surrounded.
what I was going to say is actually have them in Argo and then use the ancient tree cities as rally points instead.
Rory would advise against that, because by the look of it, the Soul family disappeared recently. So if we find them, I think they would like to have a home to come back to.
Which is why I was advising using the tree cities as homes, because they're not exactly we can set them up as fixed defenses, but I would not advise using them as rally points, if only because that would give away their position, and we want to keep them secret.
Yeah. So
to clarify, the Jalish ruins is the Soul territory. The things he's referring to are essentially tree cities that Dimitri found around Cole.
So yeah, Dimitri actually found elven tree cities.
Ah.
A whole bunch of them.
And they're all around the city we use as our main base. So if we move these guys into them and tell them to live there...
I don't recall this.
It was like episode 1.
Huh.
It was episode 1 when Dimitri went and got like a 50 on his search check that basically mapped the entire area. That's how we found the secret base. It's because Dimitri found it.
Oh.
Along with everything else about the map.
Is it too late to say knowledge roll to see who came up? Bit too late or not?
You say you came up for what?
Too late to make a knowledge roll about those cities.
Like, who the hell?
I mean, you've known about them for the last, 2 months in game at this point?
Yeah, it might be 2 months now. I haven't been tracking time in this one.
Yeah, I need to look at the. I do. I need to look at the time chart. But it's not only possible that with everything going on, you might not have given his attention to it until more recently. So yeah, you can make a knowledge roll, but I will have to give you the information for it a little bit later.
No, that's fair.
And I'm glad, even though you were sidelined, you seem to enjoy the negotiations anyway.
He just makes the perfect side work. It's like perfect time to make everything better. Just saying, Greg. That's your bread and butter is making things just better.
Engineers it, because that might be considered equipment.
You just have the talent to make a side comment that just makes everything better.
You can carry with you. So you can carry, if you can carry some Corps of Engineers stuff with you, you can do it.
Okay, so Rory will definitely not be sidelined next time, because he's going to be Ewoking the fuck out of that valley.
Yes, he is.
Eve-walking?
Ewok.
Christopher Ewok.
But I would want to say one thing on my note before I go on my quest of epic proportion mapping. I would actually go to find the guard that I basically mauled. A, make sure she's okay, and B, mention, sorry, but you're going to see more of your companions in the same situation as you. And probably worse.
Okay, you'll find her. She is, she's in intensive care. She's not, in a back tank or anything. Her response to that is actually that for you to fight them would give them honor. She's complimenting you because she's acknowledging you as something of a threat.
But I would also say that it would very likely bring their death, which is why I'm apologizing now. But she'll eventually find out why I'm saying that.
Can we not kill them? I really don't want to kill these guys.
You don't
I'm
have
not
to.
going to try to kill
I'd say
him.
they told us we're allowed to fight however we want. So
I know.
So
and
we
I'm
can either
just
shoot
like,
to
my
stun,
gosh.
shoot to incapacitate, or beat the shit out of them. I'm down for. I will leave it to your discretion how you want to handle them.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying that there is a distinct possibility that some of them will die.
Because like me personally, I'm probably going to be shooting to incapacitate because if we don't kill the leadership, they're more. It'll be easier to get these people to work with us.
Oh yeah. And plus, the less people we kill, the more people we have.
The more people we have, and honestly, the more badass we will look. Because to these people, if we defeat them in honorable combat and did it in a way that didn't kill them, not like showing them mercy, but just kick their ass with one hand tied behind their back effectively, it looks way better for us.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying sorry now if I end up killing someone, because I'm not going to hold back. Because the way I incapacitate people is I grab their throat and grapple them to the ground.
That said, definitely gonna have to make sure Tachikoma's targeting protocols are up to date, because after that last time, I'm still questioning her aim.
I do want to say
Wait.
this though, from a metagame standpoint, because Koresh is in play, it's going to be difficult.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming he's got more points than us, and he probably is another command type.
I more think he's just a force user who's not being a force user right now.
That's also an option. If he has battle meditation, this is going to go real sideways.
Sky did note, and so she would mention it to you, but you were there at the time, that that there is something distinct about these so-called people from a general force order standpoint than the average person. Not that they're necessarily force sensitive, but there is something that sets them apart.
Their force different.
Yeah. Yeah. To confirm, I'm not talking like Vong or anything.
Yeah. I got that one.
So I'm ambushed by what, 12 teenagers?
You're ambushed by,
With
I think
attitude.
it's essentially 7 young teens. And a couple kids. Because they...
No, I kind of, I think I know why